सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम हज़रत सैयदे वुल्दे आदम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम।
Assalamu alaikum and peace be upon you. Welcome back to MTA USA Studios, where we are broadcasting live from day 2 of the 68th annual Jalsa Salana USA. Here in the studio, I am joined by Imam Shamshad Nasir Sahib, who we're going to speak with about Hazur's message from yesterday, the activities that are going around his area of Chicago, and also what Humanity First is doing in that area, and what's going on with the program that he's in charge of overall. Assalamu alaikum, Imam Sahib.
Assalamu warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for joining us, Jazakallah. And we heard a very powerful message from Hazur. What are some points from that that really struck you?
This is very true that our Jalsa is blessed and by the grace of Allah, yesterday respected Amir Sahib, Sahibzada Mirza Makhur Ahmad Sahib read a very, very important and happy message from our beloved Imam, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Khamis, Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Asl Aziz. And I thought I will read a few lines from that. For instance, Hazur said that with the grace of Allah, the US Jamaat collectively has always maintained a relationship of loyalty and obedience with Khilafat Ahmadiyya. And the spirit continues to increase in your Jamaat. Whilst there are many members of Pakistani origin, there are also a significant number of local Americans and African Americans. And Alhamdulillah, the Ahmadis from all of these different backgrounds have upheld a bond of loyalty and faithfulness with Khilafat.
Now, this is a very big compliment, but it's also a very big responsibility.
Right, that is coming to that. Hazur also mentioned in his message, which is read yesterday, that always remember that the stronger your bond with Khilafat is, the stronger your spiritual progress and the stronger the foundation of your Jamaat. So I think in this two lines, Hazur has mentioned responsibility of our Jamaat, that we should stay in touch, remain loyal to the Khilafat Ahmadiyya for our all progress.
Now, how can we do that? What are some basic steps?
You know, basic steps, as Hazur is reminding many times to the member of the Jamaat, number one, that they should listen to khutbat of Hazur every Friday and other addresses. This is number one.
Okay.
Number two, we should ask our family also to join with that. Not only ourselves, but our family and children as well. Then Hazur also said thirdly that there is a MTA programs and members of the Jamaat individually and collectively, they should remain attached with the MTA program. Every day at least 1 hour they should listen to the MTA. Then other thing is that I can request that we should write letters also to Khalifatul Masih for our all progress. Sometime when we are sick, or we are in trouble, we are in problems, we write to Khalifatul Masih for prayer. Of course, that we should do. But not only for that, when we are happy, when we are getting any success, or our children are getting any happy things, or good in any academic field, we are should inform Hazur for prayer, and we should send him some good news as well. And the other things I can explain here that tarbiyat and tabligh is important. And Hazur prays for those people who are trying in their tabligh activities and tarbiyat.
Okay.
So this is also one way that we can inform Hazur our activities, and he will be happy and will praying for us.
Now, with regards to letters, some people, humble themselves such that they say, I don't want to send Hazur a letter, and because Hazur's so busy, I don't want to have to preoccupy his time.
No, Hazur said that this is not the right thinking. Allah Ta'ala has given him such a power, strength that he will do everything by the grace of Allah. And nobody should think that because, oh, if I write this thing, no, it will make you to remain attached with the Khilafat. You establish your personal relationship with Khilafat, and this is important for our spiritual progress as well, and individual progress, and the community progress, and other things, inshallah.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, so this is a great message that our loyalty with a Khilafat is strong here in America, and we can't get lazy on that initiative. And regarding initiatives, we have something
the other
happening
thing
in
just now
Chicago.
came in mind, that as Huzur is saying, how we can remain attached with the Khilafat and loyalty with the Khilafat, that each khutbah, what Huzur is talking about, namaz ba jamaat, salat in congregation. If your house is far from the masjid, then with the community around your people, 2-3 homes that are close, they can get together. If there's nobody around you, then say namaz, salat in congregation at home, with your wife, with your children. So that will also make that you are obeying commandment of Allah, the sunnat of the Holy Prophet, and as well as instruction from the Khalifatul Masih for our spiritual progress.
You know, something new that's come out in recent years is Abid Khan Saab's diaries of his travels with Hazur and what he observes and everything. And it's been such a powerful tool for the youth and for all members of the Jamaat to see Hazur's day-to-day life. And whenever somebody writes to Hazur, you know, I read Abid Khan Saab's diary, I really enjoyed these points. I think Hazur really enjoys and appreciates that as well.
Of course, there is no doubt in it.
Now we're getting ready for some Chicago projects. What's happening there?
Yes, alhamdulillah, that a few years back in Chicago, Jamaat has purchased a big school, and by the grace of Allah, a lot of activities are going on in that school. Mostly we are working for humanity first in that. And number two, we are making there a big, huge library for the Jamaat. And for the Tabligh activities or for the humanity first, it is also taking place in a manner that we are holding their kitchen soup, and it will be done. And alhamdulillah, that neighbors, they are very interested and they are respectful, because Ahmadiyya Muslim community, the oldest Muslim community in the United States, and that was the headquarters of Hazrat Mufti Muhammad Sadiq Sahib Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, and we have Masjid Baitul Sadiq as well. We have missionary also there by the grace of Allah. So I think that school will serve a lot for the neighborhood, for the Chicago, and for our Jamaat purpose also. So now recently we are trying, and we are making effort to open a small primary school in Masjid Baitul Jami also, but it is still on primary base, and inshallah ta'ala we are working on those lines also.
So this is 2016 right now. We're 4 years away from the centenary celebration of Jamaat Ahmadiyya in America. So Chicago is leading the way for some amazing projects.
Inshallah ta'ala in 2020 we will be holding the Chicago Jalsa Salana in Chicago, respecting our beloved Imam Khalifatul Masih Ayatollah bin Asli's arrival also there, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Now, Imam Sahib, at this Jalsa, you serve as a Naib Afsar of the program, the stage, the backdrop. How's it all come together?
You know, the Jalsa, mashallah, as Hazur is mentioned many times, the Jalsa became the truth of the Masih also. And the Jalsa program and Jalsa things doesn't start in 1 week or 2 weeks prior to the Jalsa. Alhamdulillah, Jalsa Salana USA, we are working for 3 months prior to the Jalsa, especially for the program. Then we have a committee for that who sit and then see the theme of the Jalsa, what will be the theme of the Jalsa, then who will be the speakers of the Jalsa, what should be the topic of the Jalsa. A huge time is taken just for the speeches, topics, and preparation for those, that what the speaker should have to say, what important points should be given to them, synopsis for the speeches.
Now,
so
this theme is Hadi. How did that come?
Because this is the time for that. Because this is time for the age of the Prophet Messiah. Even yesterday, Hazur's khutbah, you can see that, and the theme in our backdrop is written that वक्त था वक्त मसीहा न किसी और का वक्त मैं ना आता तो कोई और ही आया होता. This is the time, it's the demand of the time that Messiah should come, he should guide the people. And in fact, when we talk with other people, even a few days ago, I read the news in the Pakistani newspaper that they say Messiah should come now, Imam Mahdi should be appeared now, because the condition is going on of the world right now. It demands needs of the hour. And we are the blessed. Hazur said yesterday in the khutbah that we are blessed that alhamdulillah we have accepted the Imam of the age, and it is our responsibility to convey this message to other people also. And in fact, if you read or listen the addresses of Hazur about the peace which he delivered to many countries, their parliaments and other places, and alhamdulillah that people are understanding that this is the only community which is providing peace, and this is the real Islamic teaching, because no any other Muslim organization or denomination can prove that, because see what is happening in the world right now. Turkey, Hazur mentioned yesterday, there is no justice among the Muslims in Islamic countries as well. So I think that this is the time, and we are blessed that we accepted the Imam of the age, and the responsibility of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in America is huge, that we should proceed and forward and work tirelessly for the propagation of the religion of Islam, teaching of Islam, and prove that the Khilafat Ahmadiyya, this is exactly what is the need of this time, to promote peace and spread the real teaching of Islam this time.
Inshallah, inshallah. So that is what we heard from Imam Shamshad Sahib. We heard about the points from Hazur's message yesterday. We heard about what's awesome going on in Chicago. And we also heard about the stage preparation and the theme of the Jalsa. Now we're going to watch some videos about Jalsa preparation. So stay tuned and enjoy the next video. Assalamu alaikum.